Welcome to the Polynation podcast. I am your host, Fernando. I'll start off by saying that this podcast is highly inspired by figures such as Joe Rogan, Jordan Peterson, Jocko Willink, Lex Friedman, among others. I hope you take joy in these human conversations, as it is my dedication to human advancement to bring to you the stories and ideas of normal people for what may seem like not so normal topics. The following is a conversation with my cousin, more like a brother, Luis Andres Castro Reyes. At only 19 years old, a college student, a student of life, a dreamer, an aspiring psychologist, a fighter, and ultimately a human being. Join us for the next hour as we discuss topics such as violence, aliens, higher powers, the purpose of life, among other things. Consider subscribing, as there is more to come as I embark on this journey to discover and uncover the great conundrum of the human condition. You can follow my personal social media, linked in the description. To read more about my mission, go to thepolynation.llc or follow The Polynation for TikTok and Instagram, also linked in the description. Now here's my conversation with Luis. So what is violence?
Violence.
What do you think it comes from?
Where I think it comes from an evolutionary perspective. I believe that it just comes from survival and generations to generations, just hunting and hunter-gatherers and all these groups of people coming together, and obviously they have to hunt, and that means violence against these organisms or just creatures. Like, for example, I have a brain fart. Wait. See, I'm a little unprepared.
So you're saying it relates back to evolution, like being violent?
Yeah, it's like hunting and I need to find that word. See, food chain. So we're on top of the food chain.
So do you think a world can exist without violence then? Like the way that it is now? Do you think that we could have built all this or created all the things we've created without ever having been violent?
No, I certainly do not believe that. I believe that some violence has to be like present in order to create order. It's really controversial, but
Oh shit.
it's really controversial, but really do think you need to have that violence there, that to create order. And forgot who this psychologist was, but he believed that everybody had a little bit of evil in them that wanted to cause a little bit of evil, or just. And I totally agree with him. A lot of us have that bad in us that sometimes wants to get out.
There's a little bit of evil in all of us.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. Yeah, I think so too. I mean, humans are capable of crazy things put under the right conditions, say, to protect each other, protect their family, protect their livelihoods. They'll do some crazy shit, and sometimes it's not even to protect themselves. Sometimes it's just like they're told to do a certain thing, and they do it because they're told, and that thing is violent. It may be like a violence that's disconnected, like let's say you buy an iPhone today and you support Apple but you're very disconnected from the manufacturing process that in China basically is slavery. So in that sense, you're supporting a form of violence, a form of torture towards a civilization that you're not connected to anymore, but you do it from the comfort of your own home or the comfort of the Apple store to continue what you want, like to continue the life that you want. So in that sense, like we still have like forms of violence, but I think we're more disconnected from it now. Like from you were saying, like from hunting and gathering, that was like we were connected to violence. We had to fucking like use our hands to kill a fucking animal and hunt and gather our shit. But now it's like we use a different type of violence. It's more disconnected, and a lot of the times other people do it for us, sort of thing. Like fucking butchering cows and all that.
Yeah. Feeding the population.
So you're saying, so you said that a world couldn't exist without violence, and what do you think about people that are trying to create a perfect world?
I don't think that's possible. I don't think perfect is possible. I mean, perfect as in like how? What are they trying to perfect?
So like let's say just like for instance like groups that want to end like poverty or groups that want to end like hunger. Like
Ooh.
do you think that's ever going to be possible since we are like we're establishing this like narrative where we're a violent creature, that violence exists in us and it's there for our advancement. So do you think that there could ever be a world where all humans win, or does there have to be like winners and losers?
Hmm. I think there has to be a loser. Certainly. um, to cut that hunger in the world, though. I mean, it's possible. Just coming together, as the whole, as a population, as a race or whatever, just everybody as a group, we can certainly stop that. It's pretty hard. I mean, like, but I believe it's possible just by.
If you were the king of the world, what, and you had all the power, like where, like just say from like your standpoint right now in the Western world in the U.S., where you stand right now, like who do you think is the most affected, like in terms of the Western world colonizing and taking over as the world superpower? Who do you think is the most affected, and how can they be helped?
The most affected. That's a good question. Just people who aren't educated, don't know what's going on. Just lost, hopeless. Just people that need to be taken care of. Like for example, mentally ill, people that are unaware of what's going on. So I said uneducated. Just people that don't have that accessibility, I believe are
Right.
most.
So you think one of the most important things towards like winning or becoming or being in the part of the winner's circle is to become educated in some certain form, not like traditionally or anything, but like educated in some form.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you have to have knowledge in order to live. You need mental health, and you need to know yourself first. You don't get lost, and a lot of a lot of people nowadays are like anxious, depressed, and I feel like just because they don't know themselves a lot, or they think they do, but that's going towards the next.
Yeah. So what was the age when you realized that you were like a self-aware human being? Like you realized that your actions had a direct effect on other people's lives and that other people's lives had an effect on your life. Like when did you become cognizant of this? Like, oh, I have a conscience and I can affect the world in a certain way.
Ooh. Honestly, I always felt like I wanted to be great. Just I wanted to help others in some way, and just in any way possible, because that's what fulfills me. Just helping others, and like for example, all right, when I would like see people like without food or just sitting alone at school or something, I would just like share, or just sit right there and be like, "Yo, what's up? What are you doing? Do you want to like slide, hang out?" Um, that's what fulfilled me. And oh, to the question, when did I become aware?
That's a hard question because
It's
yeah, I don't even think I remember like a specific point in time where I was like, oh, the world is affected by people that are thinking and doing things to affect it. But it's an important question, I think, because a lot of people, like, are you aware of like non-player characters, right, on video games?
yeah.
Like, they're just there. You walk into a store and it's like the person behind the counter, and they just do the same thing. And like, if the game glitches, you could like make them just keep walking into towards the counter, like all dumb and shit. Like, I think that if you don't become self-aware or you don't practice self-awareness enough, you can become a non-player character in the real world, and that's dangerous. So that's why like I asked you that question, because as a person who's like trying to get educated and trying to like pursue psychology and understand people and help people, like first you had to get out of that, so you already kind of understand that the world can be changed, so you're an actor in the world.
Yeah, I kind of got a link right now in my brain. I feel like I became aware of that in freshman year, freshman year of high school. Actually, was it called? Because that's when it was kind of rough for me. And what's it called? I just want to do better, and I realized I gotta do something. Like I was always a good student, like straight A's. Um, I was never that crazy kid like throwing oranges at the teachers.
What the fuck? They're throwing oranges?
No, that actually happened in my math class. That was forgot her name, but she had blonde hair, and it was fifth period. I remember it was pretty. I swear, it was crazy.
What?
They threw oranges. I was just like, yo, it can get this crazy. Like these students don't care. Just do whatever they want. They don't care about the consequences. I don't know. I just felt like seeing all that, I wanted to step away from that. I feel like that was just reckless.
Mm.
And then came freshman year, like seeing all these students just like so lazy, sitting in the back of the class, like doing drugs, laughing at the teacher, on their phones, just out of the topic, just in their own zone.
Mm.
That was just like that. I don't want to be that. I want to learn, and I want to do something, because I want to do something with my life.
And that was just not attractive to you, because some would argue like that's like what they did only would have only happened because it was a group effort, right? Like one person alone, maybe a psychopath, would like start throwing oranges at somebody else, right? And start wreaking havoc. But like, since that was kind of a group effort, it sounds like you were putting yourself outside of the group for once and like seeing that they weren't acting as individuals, but like a fucking collective that was random and like in a way like not what you wanted. And also you just became aware of what could happen if you didn't take control of who you were and just followed.
It's pretty correct.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I could say music helped me a lot actually as well. Just motivational music as well. Like literally all my music is it's along those lines. It's motivational. Sometimes I turn up to like listen to some
just hype, like to hype you up.
Mexican music always hits corridos.
Yeah. We'll get back to the topic of, because I actually did want to ask you about rap and stuff like that, but like maybe later. So on the topic of self-awareness and affecting change in the world and education, like, do you believe that in the future we will reach like an age where not only where machines become as intelligent as us, but like that also creates a sort of stability that doesn't exist right now, because we're still like in our monkey suits thinking as monkeys almost. Like we still get caught up in like group think and like mob mentality sometimes. Like you see what happened like all of 2020 and all that shit. So like, do you think that there will ever come a time where like true intelligence, and maybe in the form of like artificial intelligence, helps us all become like super intelligent to the point where everybody is implemented with this like self-awareness kind of thinking from like a younger age, say like if Neuralink pops off, like if Elon Musk puts chips in all of us and like it becomes an acceptable thing, and like from the age of 4, say, like we're able to like discern right from wrong and like view like kind of what you saw in that classroom, like, oh, if we all just act like monkeys, then shit goes wrong. And instead, why don't we like become educated and like think of better ways to solve problems and engineer things and like make the world better? Like, do you think that in the future that's possible?
Good question. Do I think that's possible? Yes, I do. It's like a tool. I believe it's gonna be. It's totally totally a tool. They can totally. We have to prepare for that. I mean, right now we're not crazy smart, or we don't know everything. There's so much things to explore. There's so much things to learn. Of course, this will boost us. It will give us that boost to skip that whole, like how you were saying that skip that process of having to like discern words or whatever you stated. Yeah, it can be used as a tool, and potentially from that.
So you're hopeful,
Pretty much,
instead of like disaster porn, like, oh fuck, that's gonna ruin everything, and like, so instead of like thinking that way, you maybe think of it like maybe it can help, right? Yeah, I think so too. I think I think we evolved to create technology. Like, I don't think that's on accident. Like, I think that's part of evolution. But anyways, on that topic, do you believe in aliens?
Of course, I do.
Why?
And, it's crazy, but I mean, we can't be the only. I mean, we can't be the only ones out here. I feel like
we can't be the only ones out here.
You know how the universe is so huge. There's multiple. It's just huge. We're just like a little speck, tiny. I'm pretty sure there has to be something out there. Like, for example, in Mars, I believe they found bacteria. I'm not sure. They found bacteria in other planets. I'm pretty sure
well, they do say like if we do ever find something, it's probably gonna be like bacteria.
Yeah.
Right. But do you think that there's like higher intelligence out there?
Intelligence.
Like, not necessarily like in a meat suit like this, but like something else.
Like that's capable of doing what we can do as humans, or even better, just like
even crazier.
Technology, just
yeah. Or like they don't even need to exist in a 3-dimensional space like this, maybe.
Or like they just see us as
what if they're
ants.
flat? What if they're in a 2D space?
No, I certainly, yeah. I mean, This is a good question actually. I want to research this on my own. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many theories.
There are, yeah, when it comes to aliens, there's a lot of theories. There's a lot of fucking like good theories, bad theories, exciting theories, like mathematical theories.
Funny ones.
It's fucking crazy. But like, I just wanted to know if you believed in like that we're not alone.
I certainly do not. Why?
I don't think it would be exciting if we were. I think, like, I guess we move on to a different topic too. Like, do you have faith in a higher power, like a god or like a something not controlling, but like sort of having like an effect either on your spirituality, like how you carry yourself every day, or like maybe even a predestined sort of thing?
Oh, I believe in God. I'm Catholic, of course, and it runs through the family, of course. And I do. I mean, I pray. No, no, my vecino. I do. So, like when I'm having a bad day or something, I look up to God, and I feel like He does help me. He brings me that peace. Like for example, when you're having those Wim Hof breathing, those techniques, I feel like it does the same. It brings me that comfort. That like for example, this is a good one. When I would go to church, and I would come out of church, I would feel the same way as after I did those Wim Hof techniques. I felt like just like it was crazy, and I connected it, and I was like, damn, it's crazy. I don't know.
For those of you who don't know who Wim Hof is, he's like nicknamed the Iceman. He's a crazy tough man, but more like so spiritually tough that he developed these like breathing techniques where he's able to access his like nervous system, adaptive nervous system, to do crazy things like heal himself from E. coli, like warm his body up in like below freezing waters, like climb Mount Everest wearing shorts, this sort of thing. And he believes that like it's all in the breath, you know. And I used to talk about this with my older brother too, like breathing, and we'd go up to the mountains a lot and talk about this, like just breathing in general makes you feel different. It makes you feel alive. But that's crazy that you like felt that same experience walking out of church, you know, because when I do those exercises, and sometimes I go a little bit overboard, I think I'm getting more advanced in them, where it's like fucking more than like 4 minutes of just like not breathing, and then all of a sudden boom. But it gets to a point where I feel myself in a different state, like place, and I feel like I'm floating, and I feel like I'm like I'm not touching anything here, and that makes me feel good. It's weird. But like I haven't been to church in years, and I still do remember like sometimes being inside church, like after or when they were doing some ceremonial, what is called like I don't know what it's called in English, but like when they do the like the wine and everything and the offering, like once you took that and you actually were paying attention at church and all that sort of stuff, and you felt like something came in you and relieved you from everything that you came in with, like nothing really mattered in that like 4 seconds, and you felt a little bit of sense of chills. And that's what you feel when you do the Wim Hof stuff, because you feel your body gets a little colder and you feel like a little bit more at peace. It's kind of wild. But yeah, so do you think that there is then like some sort of power and like a god?
I certainly do.
Is Wim Hof God? Talking to us, is he the new prophet?
People could argue that that feeling that you get from going to church is like a placebo effect. Like you go there thinking that you're gonna feel better at peace. Like, well, you're gonna feel at peace after coming out, after being at God's house. But I honestly believe that I don't know. It just feels real. I don't think my brain tricked me to feel that way. I feel like it was realistic, because once you come out, and it just feels like.
Well, we've certainly evolved like as a collective, like doing rituals and shit. Like that's why religion has lasted through like millennia, because it's a ritual type thing where you do it in community and a bunch of people get together. And I feel like that creates the power. Like you yourself can get in a meditative state and create that power, but like it's fucking easier when it's like everyone together doing it. I don't know. That's the way I used to think about it too. Like you experience it by yourself when you're at church, but it's also that like there's a bunch of other people and it's like you're there for a purpose type of thing. And then, but I haven't been, like I said, I haven't been to church in a while, and I feel like I'm still at peace with whatever higher power because I believe in a higher power as well. And like the Wim Hof stuff is really, lately it's been good to me.
You said 4 minutes. You hold your breath for 4 minutes,
dude. It was fucking nuts. So you know how you do the like you breathe out and you like hold it while your breath is out, like you're seco from the inside. And then you breathe in and he tells you only do that for 15 seconds and then let it out. So I didn't let it out in the 15 seconds. And that one, like, I thought I was going to die because I was like, I probably shouldn't be fucking doing this because I forgot. I mistook the breath in part from the breath out part. So like when he said in 15 seconds, let it out, I stayed there for almost 4 minutes. So like when I let the breath fucking out, I was like, fuck, like I couldn't feel anything. I was like,
how's like your view? How
I could see, but I couldn't move. Like I couldn't move, and I thought like, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't be doing this, because like my body went numb. But I just started focusing on what he was like, kind of advocates, which is kind of like feel the flow of your veins, like the flow of your blood, and like continue to breathe however it feels natural. Like you can't like automatically go back to breathing crazy, but like if you do it slowly, like I brought myself back and like I was like, holy shit, that felt crazy, because like my body reset. Like I have injuries from like riding mountain bikes and everything, and like that day, that night, like nothing hurt. It was like if I was in a tank floating sort of thing.
That is wild.
I was like,
it was really 4 minutes.
Yeah.
4 minutes.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's like, holy shit. What am I doing?
Crazy. The longest I've done was 2 minutes, honestly.
He's got a whole bunch of like, well, he's got classes and stuff that you can buy and you can go with him. But like, I mean, I think just in general, doing some type of breathing exercise could help a lot of people, because the day-to-day that people do, it's like you don't breathe. You're barely fucking alive. Like most jobs that people do, unless you're doing hard labor, of course, you're not breathing. You're just kind of there. You're not fucking breathing. Anyways, higher power. I think so too. Oh, this one's good. What do you think? What do you think the meaning of life is?
Meaning of life. What do I think the meaning of life is? I think the meaning of life is to explore, to learn, to try new things. And all in all, a lot of people, you gotta set goals in life. You gotta set a lot of goals, or else like, what are you gonna chase? You got nothing to look forward to. I feel like life is it's meant to set goals, to fulfill yourself, be part of. Well, I started this in psychology. All right. So in order to feel like fulfilled or just happy in general, actually, no, you gave me that book. You sent me that book.
Thrive,
I believe. So I read that book, and what it stated, it was that and like to feel happy, to feel the feeling of happiness, whatever, you got to be part of a community. You gotta be a well-rounded person in order to feel like you're there. You're something important that's living. I feel like that's the meaning of life. Just doing a lot, doing
a sense of importance, like a community and a sense of importance. Well, you were mentioning goals. Like, what do you think goals do as far as like the meaning of life is concerned?
Oh, goals. I think it's creating that excitement. Yeah. So when you have something to look forward to, it's exciting because like you're working towards it, and you can set long-term goals, short-term goals. It doesn't matter. It's just setting those goals in order to always keep going. And a lot of people get caught up in just comparing themselves, but I feel like you need to compare yourself to yourself like last year, for example. Those goals, set goals for you, for yourself. Don't set goals like to compete with others. That's how I feel like the meaning of life is, setting goals to create that excitement, to create that fulfillment. And that's just me. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just
I mean, it sounds like it's exciting for you. Like
yeah, it is. It's hard to explain, but
that's certainly true. Like the anticipation of something is often more exciting than the thing itself. Like Christmas, for instance, or fucking Thanksgiving, or any of that shit. Like leading up to it is what's exciting. People are like, "Oh, happy Thanksgiving," or whatever. It's fucking like 2 weeks like away or whatever. Then the day before you're planning, you're like, "Oh, it's going to be this, or I'm going to go there, or I'm going to like whatever." And then Thanksgiving comes around and it's just like kind of like blah. It's just that. Like, okay, you might experience some happiness, some good feelings, but like it doesn't compare to like the anticipation that went all around it. Like the planning, the talking about it with people, like who are we gonna see? Like it gets exciting, and then the day comes, and yes, it's beautiful, and like you do things, but like a lot of the times it's greater anticipating it than actually doing it. So like goals create that in a sense, like, and you're right, you can create small ones, large ones, long-term ones, and like it's a good way to keep yourself in a sense of anticipation, if nothing else.
Yeah, if you have no, see, if you have no goals, I feel like you're just there. I mean, I don't know how people can live like that. I feel like everyone has a goal. I feel like just everyone has to have a goal at least.
Well, so I think maybe.
No, it's crazy. Like just to think of it. Some people just accept the way they are. Yeah, but I don't know. That I haven't looked into that perspective. Like, how can you just
be? Well, you're right. I mean, I think just like even people who don't like aspire to be much in life, or just working day to day, paycheck to paycheck, don't have like, they're not trying to become influential or whatever. Like even they have like their daily whatever goals. Like, oh, I'm gonna go to Starbucks and I'm gonna get this, or like I'm waiting for this thing to come out. So like it's not like, it's not goals of like self-improvement or anything like that, but it's like anticipation still. So like they create these small anticipations, but it's like in a grander scale, like hard goals, I think, create a deeper meaning than those, because like that, it's really hard to become fulfilled if you don't challenge yourself. So like challenging goals, I think it's where it's at.
Challenging goals. That's perfect. Challenging goals. Man, yeah, I mean, I've met people that are just happy with themselves, just working paycheck to paycheck. I mean, if it's making them happy, good for them. I mean, they're living life, they're happy, they're comfortable, they have family members that love them, they love themselves. I mean, I feel like that's part of the meaning of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kinship, family, love, they have something to look forward to. Certainly, yeah. Not for me. I'm still trying to look for like whatever. We were having a conversation last night, some friends, and they were talking about kids and whatnot. And I was like, yeah, I want kids. I want four kids. I don't really know if I want 4 kids, but I think I want 4 kids. And then sometimes I think I want no kids, because I'm like, I'm trying to build something huge, and I don't know if I can build it with kids. But then at the same time, like, you should be able to do the thing you're going to do despite whatever happens, right? So if you have kids or not, I also believe that. But Yeah, no, I mean, you're right. It's a fucking whole different subject. It's like analyzing people's motivations in life. Like, what kind of goals do you create? And like, who are we to judge or say that's better or worse, sort of thing. Actually, yeah, we were talking about that. Like, is it better to aspire to be or have a master's, or is it better to like get your real estate license right straight out of high school and not go to college at all? Or like just become a YouTuber when you're 17 and maybe you make it, maybe you don't. Or go traditional and try to go to school, and if you hate it, then quit. Like it's not up to us to determine like people's paths. It's up to us to support people's paths, because that gems blossom when a person is supported. Nonetheless, like if they're a fuck up, they're a fuck up for a reason, and most of that reason is like they feel like they're not supported. Sometimes people are just weak minded. Like there are weak minded people out there, but a lot of the times it's just a lack of support, and they feel like people want them to do things that they don't necessarily want to do, and that fucking eats them up, you know?
Or they try to follow a trend or something that's not for them. Like how we were saying that group thing, like
right. They'll try to get lost in a group because that's easier.
Everyone's doing it. Let's hop on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not it.
So psychology is the study of the mind and behavior, according to the American Psychological Association. What do you think psychology is? Why do you think it's necessary? Do you think everyone should study psychology to a certain extent? And would this cure a lot of the world's problems?
Oh, of course. Psychology is a tool, just like technology itself. I mean, it's the study of the human brain, as you were saying. Is that the definition you said?
The mind and behavior.
Mind and behavior. Yeah. I mean, if you get to understand how we react, how our emotions evolve, or just how we react to different emotions, thoughts, this and that, it helps you as a person make better choices, helps you understand yourself, and it also helps you create that happiness. I mean, for example, how? Look, okay, that's a good one. How, for example, I'll give an example, like from my example. I mean, what I went through, I guess, just studying it. Like, for example, like, honestly, it just fulfilled me. Just like knowing how anger came to be. Because I used to be a really, like, I don't know, I had anger issues.
Like a hothead?
Yeah.
React.
Yeah. But then Miss Schneider, my psychology teacher, she explained it so good to me. Like, just like this what happens, is what leads to your anger, this and that. And it just freaking, I don't know, I just created that blossom in me. I was like, oh, what? That's wild. And after getting to understand, I just slowed down. And I became a more understanding person. Just more understanding of why this and that happens. And just a less judgmental person. Honestly, studying psychology made me a less judgmental person. Because, yeah.
Interesting. Why do you think that is? Judging other people, or like thinking twice because you may be thinking like, what are they thinking, sort of thing.
Oh, I overthink a lot, but it's called because I used to think some people were just really, really dumb, just the way, and people can call me dumb just the way I'm talking, but I used to think just the decisions they made, the way they reacted, I'd be like, I'd think to myself like, yo, what the hell? Yo, what are you saying?
What's wrong with you? What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, and then after just getting to that understanding from
who let you out of the house?
Get back to your cave. No. after getting to understand why they acted that certain way, I got to understand like the nature, nurture, this and that. That sometimes is not. Sometimes it's the nurture and the nature. Like, it's not what they chose. It's what they went through that shaped who they were as a person. And after that, I just calmed the judgment that I was like, get out of here. What are you saying? I stopped saying all that. Like, I became a more open. Like, oh, all right.
Interesting.
It's crazy.
So you think it's necessary that people understand this and think about what psychology is and apply it in the sort of way that you applied it, so that, to make the world a better place?
It certainly, I feel like it would. It would. I mean, it helped me. I feel like it could.
Yeah. See, this is what it's about. This is what it's about. Like, you're a sample for your like age group, whatever, sex, gender, nationality,
Non-binary.
hood, like everything that you came from, you're a sample for. And if you are saying these things, like, another you 5 years younger can understand and resonate and feel like, okay, maybe psychology is the way to go. Because like it, and I agree, it is. Like, people need to fucking study themselves hard. Like, take a look at themselves, take a look at how they react to things, and think twice before they react to things. Because like a lot of shit can be avoided just by like talking to yourself once in your head before saying something stupid or doing something stupid, you know. And
just running off emotions.
Running off emotions will get you fucking in trouble. Like,
Been there.
yeah, it'll get you in trouble, and it's just not a good idea in general to like. It's not a good fucking habit to put practice, because like it's much better when you can understand people and understand yourself. And that's not to say like you're better in any sort of way. It just means like you're safer in a way. Like, you're trying to be safer in the world because you know that you got a long way to go, type of shit. Like, it's not just the next 5 minutes, it's the next 5 years, the next 15, the next 50. And like, it's not just you, it's your spouse, your next generation, your neighbors, your community you're affecting. Goes back to the self-awareness thing, right? Like, you're affecting everyone no matter what. So like, it matters that you understand yourself and you're not just out in the fucking world as a hothead, because that the world doesn't need that.
Doesn't.
We're not monkeys anymore. We're not fucking
crazy.
monkeys anymore.
Just doing whatever you want.
Yeah, no, it's like, fuck. Anyways, that got me a little passionate, but so what? Okay, so now in the time context, what would you be doing 5 years ago? So like a 5 year younger version of yourself. What do you think you would be doing? Like, judged based on like how you used to think. If money was no object, if you had all the money in the world 5 years ago, what would you be doing?
Knowing what I know now.
No, it's 5 years ago. So you place yourself 5 years ago.
And money, that was just...
You had all the fucking money.
Oh. Well, I recently started investing. So I would get a big portion.
We're not financial advisors. All right.
Yeah, I'm $11 down, but that's another
5 years ago. So you were like entering high school, I think, or
5 years ago,
somewhere around there, right? Or
5 years ago, I was 14, so I would think entering high school. So
okay, say you get a fucking shitload of cash when you're 15.
15.
Yeah.
I would save, invest it. Also,
forget about what you know now. It's 5 years ago.
Oh,
It's 5 years ago.
5 years ago, I was just.
So what would you have done?
Oh my. Damn. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I would have probably bought a beer. I would have bought chips.
Shit. Some chips.
I would have bought things for family members. I would have because I remember back then, like I would get something and I would always want to give back, because it just like, oh, I don't know, I just felt like giving back. But I would give back if money was if I had unlimited money, I'd buy my dad a house.
Nice.
And say, wait. So this would just be me having all the money. It wouldn't be like the whole.
It's just you. Yeah, correct.
Oh, everyone's getting money. But you're saying unlimited money.
Pretty much, yeah. Like, let's. I mean, if we want to put a figure on it, let's say $1 billion.
$1 billion. Oh,
yeah,
$1 billion,
which is fucking unfathomable.
Yeah. That's good. I would save some of them for my children, and I would spread it around the family as well. After that, I would. Oh, back then I really wanted a monkey.
The fuck?
Yeah, just what the fuck? My dad probably wouldn't have let me, but
somehow, you have all the money in the world.
Yeah, I would get a monkey. And a Ferrari.
A Ferrari.
I love Ferrari. That's my and a Viper, and a Durango. Damn.
Just a car collection, huh?
I love cars, but honestly, I would fill up a whole wall with like Hot Wheels, like just like crazy. That I would create so many projects. I would go crazy. With that much money, I would do a lot, like just little projects. I would.
It's the same question, but like now.
Now, with $1 billion, now I invested. I would save.
You don't seem as excited about it. Fucking monkey.
Because if I had that money right now, it's like, yo, I gotta think like good. I gotta think like, what am I gonna do? I'm not just gonna spend it recklessly. I want to make this money last. And I would still give it to the family. Yes, I would do that.
How would you? No, maybe not. Maybe we won't go there.
How?
Like, how would you? Like, who would get what?
That would be. I would have to like do a little bit of math, just.
And how would you judge it?
Ooh.
Maybe we'll talk about that in next.
That's a good one, actually.
Because that's a hard one. I mean, you'd think you'd just give them all the same amount. I don't know.
I think. No, that's actually a good question. Like you. Damn. I would certainly divide it though. Just divide it, because
I personally feel like money is not a cure to everything. So instead of like giving people money, you like solve some of their issues with money instead.
Yeah.
Because people still need a fulfillment. People still need to work. People can't just sit around.
That is true.
People can't like just do X, Y, and Z like just because they have all the money. So like, for me, like personally, it'd be like let's try to solve some of their like fears around money, like because that matters more, so they could be who they want to be.
That is true. Like going back to the goals.
Yeah, like help them achieve whatever they've always dreamed of, type of thing. Instead of here's just $10,000. Here's $10,000.
That's actually
$10,000.
Slow down and think about that actually.
So, same question, but 5 years from now, what do you think you'd do if you had all the money in the world?
I would be 24.
You'd be my age. No. 5 years? We're not 5 years apart. I think we're like 7. We're 6.
I'm 19. 5 years. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're like 6 years apart.
6 years.
You'd be 24.
24? What would I do? Buy some land.
Land?
Yeah. Buy some land, and I always like customizing, so I'd customize a crazy house. And again, a lot of little projects. I still have that kid in me. I still have that wanting to design, wanting to be creative. So I would for sure use that money with my creativity, just like little projects, gardens. I like gardens. Ooh.
It's nice because you create like a whole masterpiece type of shit. I like gardens too. I like ponds. Like a good pond type shit. Like like koi turtles, fucking like ducks come around. There's frogs, fucking rocks, waterfalls, like just giant ponds.
That'd be nice.
Not like all swampy and shit. Like nice.
Shrek.
Shrek. Yeah, I like that too. You know, I've been asked this question also, and I think I've answered like twice that I'd be building houses like that, like properties, like building, customizing them and designing them, because I think that's pretty cool.
Pretty fun.
Yeah,
that's what I wanted to do actually. Before psychology, so architectural engineering, math. Oh my god,
dude,
shivers.
The shivers. Let's go back to because money, right? That just reminded me, like a lot of rappers talk about money, like money this, money that, bags, fucking chasing, fucking like having it, everything. What was it about rap music that called you?
Rap music. They got me through a lot, actually. So like growing up, I had a lot of issues just with myself and just like in my household.
Mm-hmm.
So always having those headphones in, it felt like a gateway. It felt like I just escaped reality for a little bit, and then it was just cool. It was just like it's cool. And then the music I would listen to, it would be like, you chilling like this, like got things to do. I'm not gonna settle for less, this and that. Like along those lines, just little things. I'm not gonna settle for less. I want to do better. Bang bang. And honestly, I felt like that also helped me stay out of those crazy groups. Those just freaking throwing orange.
Yeah.
Just being reckless. I feel like music helped me like stay away from that, because I feel like that was just childish. And I listened to these songs like Polo G, Young Boy. Those are my two favorite rappers. Why? Because just the things they say in their songs, just it's like, yo, these guys really came from the trenches, I guess, just the ghetto, and they made something out of their life just by being passionate and doing something they love. I'd have to listen to these songs again. I haven't been. Actually, I have.
Well, the thing is, they become such a part of our everyday lives that, like, because I listen to a lot of the same shit over and over again, and it's just kind of like the same. Like, it got me through certain times in my life where, like, whatever, bad or whatever, but like I knew that other people were getting after it, and I can't recite exactly what they say, but I listen to it. I listen to it every day almost, and it's like it puts you in that sort of mindset. Like, the world quiets down, you listen to these high achievers, and you get motivated to do more with yourself, and it's good.
Inspiration.
But why rap? Why not, like? Well, I guess it's the art. Huh? It's like spoken word.
Yeah, just the lyrics. Honestly, the lyrics. It always goes back to the lyrics. It's not who they are, where they're from, this and that. It's just the lyrics, what they say. Those words. It's just like they speak into you. They're like, for example, speak into. I'm about to start rapping now. It's because I have so many songs in my now. Actually,
yeah.
The finer things. That one's a good one. Like, I ain't coming outside today by Young Boy. That one was dumb. It's just a simple answer, honestly. These rap songs are like, they hit you. They're like,
yeah.
Escape of reality, a little bit of a motivation. You look up to these people. Why? Because they're doing something with their lives. They're not They're not reckless. They're not foolish. I mean, some of these rappers are getting locked up, but damn, I don't know. I just ignore that part. I listen to the lyrics, to what they say.
You separate the art from the artist. You're not gonna kiss their feet if they were here.
Yeah,
it's like you respect, like, maybe
the struggle,
90% of what they have to offer, and like that's with every day in life. You should always, like, I feel like, at least, like, respect people for what they do, and like don't judge them for who they are.
Yeah,
like that's pretty cool. Oh man,
I feel like I could have easily answered this better. Honestly, this is because the music has always been a big part of my life. Honestly,
yeah, it's a big art form. It's like, well, music in general. There's a reason why, like, it exists. Like, it's not just our fucking monkey brain, like, trying to, like, get down and shit. It's like, I think especially, like, if you go, like, higher level type shit, like Mozart, and like some of these YouTube videos that are like universe sounds, like universe sound waves, like it connects you in a different way to a different part of your inside, like, and that's real, like, metaphysical. But, and I'm not saying like rap takes you in a psychedelic experience, but like maybe it does to a certain extent, you know, like you get, like you're saying, you put on the headphones and you're in a fucking different world. So like, I think it does. I think people listen to music, especially, and maybe musicians, like expert musicians, could talk about this in a better way. Like, it's a language, right? Music is a language, and it's an art form that survived millennia, and there's a reason why people listen to it every day.
Music playing on the radio 24/7. That's crazy. Damn. Yeah. Have you heard of Mozart drill music?
What?
Mozart drill music.
What is that?
I don't know. So I was listening to the Mozart music or whatever. You put me to listen last time, and then Mozart drill popped up, and I was like, "What is this?"
Mozart Joe?
No, drill.
Oh, drill.
I forgot how it sounded, but I was like, "What?" The
drill remix? What is that?
How does it sound?
Oh wait.
Right out of the box.
There's an ad. There's an ad. Oh shit. I'm not paying for YouTube Premium. Okay, is it this one?
I think it's crazy. It's different. I wouldn't really listen to it, but when it popped up, I was like, "What is this?"
Prod.smurf. Mozart drill remix. Yeah, it sounds, he's mixing it together, like old with new. I'm all for that, honestly. I don't think it's going to be the next big thing, but I'm all for the art form.
Mm-hmm.
I think that shit sounds pretty dope. I'm going to give it another listen when we're not like copyright land.
Oh, that's
Speaking of which, the new university in Austin, like, one of the things that was said about it was that they're trying to bring back the old to work with the new. So like, to not forget what philosophers used to think, to not forget what the Second World War, the First World War was about, and to not forget in general, to make the future better. And so like, that just reminded me of that. This guy, like, Mozart was a badass, you know, he was a fucking legend. Like, there's a reason why he's still playing and shit. And I don't see why there wouldn't be a remix like this with new shit.
It's crazy.
There's something out there. There's something out there for everyone. All right, man. I think 1 hour is going to be pretty good. But what do you think about these long form conversations?
I've never had like a long conversation like this. Honestly, this is like literally my first time. Well, I wouldn't say it's my first time because we've done this before, like
off camera and shit.
Off camera. And then I've done it with other people as well, but just not like just questions like this that you have to like
specific.
Yeah, specific and like. I feel like the cat.
Like
I feel like myself. I want to sound like the best I can, and that makes me overthink my answer, and that sometimes leads me to the wrong answer. And after these long conversations, I might look back afterwards and like, oh, I forgot this. I could have said this. But in the end, I gave the best I could. But
we're just having fun, and that's the whole point. Is to like, I want to bring normal people on and talk about things that may not be so normal to everyday life, because a lot of this type of shit that we talked about is not talked about. Like it's kind of talked about. Like, people know what psychology is. They never get deep into like why the fuck that matters. People know that people are violent. People never get deep into like why the fuck that even exists. So like, I want to see like what people think about the fundamentals of everything. Mm-hmm. So like, what is violence? What is fucking our monkey brain talking to us? We shouldn't listen to it all the time. But that said, I mean, violence has a place, like we talked about. I don't think it's going to go away. I think we live in a nation it's an experiment, the United States specifically. It's a fucking violent history. And a lot of people don't like it. And they're trying to approximate a better world, a more perfect world. But we talked about, like, can there really be a perfect world? I don't know. I don't think so. And will there always be violence? In some sort of way, there will always be violence. If it's disconnected, if not, there's always going to be somebody losing, somebody winning. Our iPhone's made by slave. Well, I don't own an iPhone, but my fucking Samsung is also same shit, made practically by slave labor. So anybody that wants to sit in the high tower in the US and think that we're better or more moral because we're trying to build a better world, like, are you gonna get rid of your fucking iPhone tomorrow? I don't think so. Hard. I don't think so. So like, and a lot of shit, like, that's why it matters though, because like, maybe people figure out that there's violence in the world that we're disconnected from. Maybe we can get to a place where phones aren't made in China and by fucking like almost slave labor and all this sort of shit. So like, I'm trying to get at these conversations for that purpose, like to make people think about the fundamentals of everything and try to
deeper thinking,
achieve a higher sense of these things, like education for the sake of education, you know, because we don't learn subjects to test. I'm not going to test you on certain shit. Like, all right, fucking bring the Scantron and let's fucking pop it in the reader. And if you get the A and it's B, you're fucked. Like, you're not going to get a job or some shit like that. No, it's about thinking for the purpose of thinking.
Deeper thinking. Analyzation. Don't get canceled.
Don't get canceled. Actually, you know what? Let's get into the topic. I know I said an hour is probably fine, but I really do want to get into the topic of what you think college is. Like, why? What is the purpose of it? University, college, higher education in general.
Honestly, I feel like college is like a video game. School has a...
It's crazy. Hold on. Hold on.
It's just.
That's a really good way to put it. I want to hear it.
College is like school. School for me has always been a video game. It's a puzzle to fill in. Like, you told me this before. It was like a puzzle, and then when I connected that, just playing video games and doing school, I put them together, and it just felt like fun. It was just like keep on going, little checkpoints, this and that, and people don't like going for what's it called, for the grades. But when I get that like good grade, I'm just like, oh, that's cool, that's nice. That's like my little gold from a game or something. But going back, I feel like high school, like they gave you these classes, like you had to like kind of follow. But now that you're going into college, it's like more fun. It's like a game that you choose to buy. That's how I think of it. Like,
oh shit, okay,
yeah, and it's called. At first, I chose a game that was a little bit hard, and I thought it was gonna be for me. I thought
that was
architectural engineering. Yeah, architectural engineering. And I might try it. I might try it again. Actually, it was just hard to balance. It was hard to balance, and then the math though. The math. I need more practice with math. I know I can do it, of course, but from high school, I always looked into psychology, so that was always like there. That was always there. Those like people might think, oh, it's easy. You're going because it's light. Everyone does social sciences, this and that. I know. I really like it. Like when I took my first AP class was psychology. When I took that class, I don't know. It was like a dopamine release. Like
yeah, and I don't see like okay, the design aspect of architectural engineering and everything like that's. It seems like when you were talking about building like gardens and houses and like that's exciting, but like when you were talking about psych and like how you pieced the world together using psychology and like all that shit, like that's hard. That's like because like a lot of people wouldn't dedicate their lives to that, you know. And the arts are not fucking easy. Like fucking, you try thinking all day about like a fundamental problem in society, like, and really trying to fucking figure it out, like fixing it. I think math is easier because there's an answer. You just have to figure out the system that is there and you just fill it in afterward. Like the arts, maybe there's no fucking answer. So like it's harder in a way because maybe you never find the answer.
Mystery.
Yeah. It's so like it just depends how you look at it and what level you want to take it to, because psychology or the arts in general, it's like people. That's why I wanted to ask you that, because college, I think, has become that. Like, what kind of job are you going to do? And like, what are you going to provide to the world as an educated person anymore? So that's why I wanted to ask you that. It's funny that you compared it to a video game, though, because I used to say something else. I used to say that it was, but this is because I had a negative connotation to school. Like, I used to think it was super easy, and like, because it was like high school, K through 12, it's fucking shit. It's trash. Like, you don't get much from it, like almost nothing. So because it's so easy, like if you know the right avenues to, like, it's just filling in blanks. Like the answers are already there. You just, they cage you up and they expect you to fill in the blanks from information they give you. And that's why it was so fucking boring to me, all K through 12, and why I didn't go to school right away after high school. Because I was like, I don't want this shit to continue. It's fucking annoying. Like, I want to study people. I want to fucking, like, analyze them. I don't need to go to college for that. Mm-hmm. So, but college was different. Like, and you'll see, like, good professors will make it worth it. Like, people who are still free thinkers, you know, they challenge you. And especially in the arts, you'll find that you're gonna like it. Critically think. Oh, but yeah, well, it's a journey you're gonna be on.
Journey. Just started. Well, first year.
And you got work and all that stuff, so that's hard to balance sometimes. But you got it. Crazy shit.
It's pretty cool, actually. These little questions make you think a lot. Like, damn.
Yeah, like your brain hurts.
No.
My brain hurts.
It makes me want to think more. Like.
There's a lot to think, bro. There's a lot to fucking like discuss. You know, that's why I wanted to do this podcast, because I'm tired of not having conversations about these things. Like, I'm tired of waking up and thinking about, like, I've told some of my loved ones and like people that care about me, like, my brain is always on. It's like always thinking about certain shit. If it's society, if it's aliens, if it's the universe, if it's economics, if it's like the way our payments are structured, like wages and all that, I'm always thinking about something. So like, I want to talk to people, get their perspectives, and hopefully like get the right people together to create like some sort of fucking cohesion around these thoughts. So like, it helps me a lot. So like, so that my brain doesn't hurt.
Just thinking. Yeah, that was me last night. Just thinking. You know what's crazy? Really weird. So I would close my eyes, and it was like for 3 hours straight. I would close my eyes. The first 2 hours, I was just closing my eyes, and I would see like some scary stuff. And I don't know why. I don't know my brain. I don't just like I think all the movies growing up. I don't know. But like I would see like The Conjuring, just old ladies, freaking this and that. And I would be like, why am I would question myself, like, why am I seeing all this? Like, I would close my eyes and I'd be like, why am I seeing all this? Why am I seeing all this? And I try to control my thoughts. I was like, like, try to shape them or whatever.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do it. Like, I would just close my eyes. I would see some scary shit. And I was like, oh, fuck.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens. It's because, especially once you try to not see it, you know.
Because you think about it. You fall into that cycle.
Yeah. Have you had any paranormal activity in this apartment?
Oh. No.
I haven't either.
That's good. Yeah, I feel
like
safe here. This feels pretty nice. No, but also because you brought agua bendita, no.
Yeah, no,
yeah.
We're protected here.
Yeah. Protected here.
All right, bro. Well, I think we should end it here. We'll probably have another one soon.
Probably rehearse.
I really enjoyed this.
Honestly, I did not know it was an hour. I don't know. That's wild. It was just cool. At first, I was like a little bit like, oh, I'm a freaking, like, I don't know how to talk. Like, I never talk like this. But then I was like, you know what? I'm just send it.
It's just yourself, man. It's fucking, that's what it's about. Just normal people.
Yeah. Humans.
Hopefully, I get to interview a cash register at Ross.
Hey.
How much more normal can that get? Like,
it's going to be different.
A normal ass person.
Honestly, that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
What do you think of the fucking consumption in the U.S.?
Oh,
because you see it every day. People just come and buy shit. And they think they're getting a discount, but really they're just spending a lot more. They're buying more shit.
More and more at a discount. Just evens out to the...
I heard one time, like, people who buy it at a discount are the poor. That's why I never buy it in a discount. Because that's what the rich didn't want. Or some shit like that. And I was like, oh, fuck. Every time I go to Ross now, I'm like, oh, shit. I don't really care, though. Like, I rarely buy clothes now anymore anyways, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do another episode soon. This was really fun, man. It was exactly what I thought it was going to be, like, just fucking free flow of information. Just like, Thank you.
What was my favorite question? Let's go back. All right. It's honestly the music one.